What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about futures prop firm challenges. The goal of this video is for me to give you guys my personal tips and tricks on how I go about passing them. Now, to qualify myself, I am somebody who has taken over 6 figures in verified payouts from futures prop firms in just the year of 2025 alone. So I think I am well regarded on the topic. And if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned because we're also going to be giving away a free 25K challenge account to help you guys get started. So the goal of this video is going to be to, number one, explain how the futures prop firm model works and kind of go over some of the differences you would see in CFD challenges versus futures. And then, of course, I'm going to give you guys some helpful tips to pass these challenges, number one, as quickly and as safely as possible. So if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned and we'll get into it right now. All right, guys, so let's get into some detail on how the futures prop firm model works and how it's different from CFDs. Number one, we're going to be using Prop Firm Match to compare some of the top rated futures firms in the space. And we could start off here with My Funded Futures. We'll go over to challenges. Now, number one, you're going to notice these account sizes, right? You have 3 options to choose from. You have the 50K, the 100K, and the 150K. This is pretty classic in the futures prop model space. You don't usually see accounts that go larger than 150K, although some firms do offer smaller accounts like the 25K. Now, on the surface, you might be thinking, Zach, the CFD space, I can trade a 300K account, right? Now, the key difference here, though, is in futures, you have the ability to copy trade multiple accounts, okay? The scalability that you can get copy trading with futures is unmatched and incomparable to the CFD space. I did not get 6 figures in payouts in under a year from trading one account and making a ton of money. I got 6 figures in payouts this year from copy trading multiple accounts and taking base hits, okay? And I'm going to explain that in the tips and tricks section of this video. But let's first talk about the 2 account types that you have to choose from in futures. You have the classic one-step model, which is very simply a 6% profit target and usually a 3 or 4% drawdown. If we use My Funded Futures, for example, we could use the 50K account to go over examples here, just because the 50K account is actually one of the most popular account sizes in futures, which again, it may be the smallest account size, but the ability you have to copy trade makes this account really popular because of the profit target to drawdown ratio. For example, you have a $3,000 profit target, but your max loss limit is $2,000. So if we go here and click on challenges, you can see right here, the drawdown type that they offer is end of day trailing. Now there's 2 drawdown types. You have end of day trailing and intraday trailing. Very simply, in an end of day trailing drawdown account, your drawdown is going to trail up based off how much profit you made at the end of the trading day. So that would be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once the market closes. Example, if you make $1,000 that day at 6 p.m., your max loss limit will go up $1,000 with your account. Now, the difference with intraday trailing drawdown, we could run through an example with Apex Trader Funding. They offer intraday trailing drawdown. You're still going to have a trailing drawdown, but it's going to trail up intraday. So quick example, you make $1,000 on that account, let's say in the morning session, and then you decide to keep trading in the PM session and you lose $1,000. Even though you did not make profit by the end of the day, your drawdown did trail up because it trails up intraday based off your profit. Now, it's very important to remember, though, that the trailing drawdown is really just a small phase of the account. Once you make your initial buffer, so for example, on Apex, you get $2,500 max drawdown in a 50K account. Once you make that $2,500, you no longer have intraday trailing or end of day trailing drawdown. It now becomes a static drawdown account. Now, the one other drawdown type, account type that you have to offer is instant funding. And instant funding has become increasingly popular in the space. Personally, I love instant funded accounts because for me, being able to bypass the challenge phase is extremely beneficial. Okay, time is literally money for me as a full-time trader. Like I said, I don't want to be spending 3, 4, 5 days on a challenge. If I could cut that phase out, go right to instant funding, it is really beneficial for me. Now, the thing is though, it's a higher upfront cost, right? So this is where, depending on where you're at in your trading journey, you need to choose between one of these. I think if you're somebody that is not taking consistent payouts yet, I think going with instant funding may not be the right thing for you because it's a higher ticket item, right? You are literally paying an extra fee to bypass the challenge phase. So if you're not taking consistent payouts, I would say stick to the challenge accounts. One great thing about futures is that they are significantly cheaper than CFDs. And again, the reason is because you can copy trade multiple accounts. So cheaper upfront cost, but you do have to take the challenge. Instant funding, higher upfront cost, but you bypass that challenge phase. For example, the $10,000 payout I took a few weeks ago, that was on 5 instant funded 50K accounts with Tradeify. I took a $2,000 payout times 5 accounts, equaling a $10,000 payout. Let's get into some of my secret tips and tricks now on passing your futures prop firm challenge and getting to that payout. What we're going to be doing is looking at my statistical data from my 5 50K Tradeify instant funded accounts. And like I was saying, I took a $10,000 payout on these accounts just a couple weeks ago. Now, first off, let's take a look at the P&L. This is inside the Tradeify journal, so we have all of my data here. We made a net P&L of $16.7 thousand. It's very important for you to understand. I didn't make $16,000 on one account, okay? I made $16,000 spread across 5 accounts. So again, the scalability that I get through copy trading is what makes this possible. And I did this in just under 4 weeks. This was in the month of October. Average R multiple, just 1-to-1. So my average win was $192. My average loss was $164. Again, this is multiplied though by 5 accounts. So my average win rate when you're putting all of the accounts together, or my average win was about $1,000, right? Now, 1-to-1 R is pretty controversial for some people. They think that you can't make money with a 1-to-1 R. That is insane. And I'll tell you right now, when I switched to base hits, taking low-hanging fruit and looking for 1-to-1 R with a high win rate, that is when I saw my trading exponentially increase in profitability. Take a look at this win rate, 73%. So I'm winning 73% of my trades and I'm making about 1-to-1, a little bit more than 1-to-1, right? People will say that's not profitable. I'll tell you right now that trading, looking for those home runs, looking for those 7-8R trades is really less and less feasible, especially when trading with futures props because of that trailing drawdown that you're dealing with in the beginning, right? Futures prop firms do not reward a volatile equity curve. By volatile equity curve, I just mean something that's going all over the place, up and down in crazy amounts. You know, the tighter drawdown restrictions just don't reward a trading style like that. What they reward is a stable, positive upside equity curve with a high win rate. You're only going to be able to achieve that looking for the low-hanging fruit. Okay, that's my motto. Low-hanging fruit, stacking those base hits. My profit factor, 3.2. And again, let's take a look at these trades. I want to talk about the amount of trades I'm taking because this calendar looks a little bit disingenuous, but when you see here, I made $3.3 thousand on October 9th. It says I took 25 trades. I did not actually take 25 trades. That is multiplied by 5 accounts. It's including all 5 of them. So I took 5 trades on October 9th to make $3.3 thousand. The day after that, on Friday, I took 3 trades, right? Because it's 15, 3 times 5, 15 trades. 10 trades. This means I took 2 trades on this day. So what I'm bringing up here is that I'm not over trading. I'm not taking a million trades to get to this $16,000 profit. I am looking for a couple of high probability entries with clear volatility that can take me to a low-hanging fruit profit target. That is the key when trading with futures props, and it's what has really just catapulted me from being somebody that makes decent money trading futures props to being able to transition to full time. All right, let's recap everything we've learned in this video so far. So we've gone over the futures prop firm model. We know we have the one-step challenge or the instant funded account model. Again, I think if you're somebody that is not taking consistent payouts yet, I think going with the one-step challenge is the way to go, right? You have a cheaper upfront cost and you have the ability to learn in a simulated environment. You know, that's exactly what I did. I didn't just start on day one trading 10 accounts. I started with one account. I started proving to myself that I can take payouts consistently. Then I reinvested that money into scaling up my funding. Again, the thing about futures is that you want to exploit the ability of copy trading. That's how you scale up. Again, it's not from home runs. It's not from 10R trades. It's from stacking those base hits, taking the low-hanging fruit, but multiplying those profits across multiple accounts. Now, before you can even get to that point though, you need to have a few things in order. You need to know, what does my A+ setup look like? What is my average win rate? What is my average R multiple? Okay, what time of day am I most profitable in? For me, that is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's when I take my best trades. Now, the great thing is I am streaming live on Prop Firm Match TV during those hours, taking these trades live. We just locked in a $10,000 payout a couple of weeks ago on stream. Now, once you have all of that in order, that's when you can utilize Prop Firm Match. You can compare the best prop firms that are available. Prop Firm Match doesn't just list anyone, okay? They need to make sure that they are a reliable prop firm that will pay you out. And that's when you can do your research. Do you want to go with the challenge model? Do you want to go with the instant funded? You know, what's the profit target? What's the max loss limit? All of these things are so important to the ecosystem of your trading. Now, the last thing to recap before we head off, guys, I want to remind you about the giveaway. So in order to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is drop a comment on this video, tell us what you learned, and you will have the chance to win a 25K account to get started with your futures journey. So go ahead, drop those comments, and we will catch you in the next video. Peace.